Nosso povo está esperando a chegada do cara a carne. E pensar que pode ser você.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
First, I would like to say that I love the show, and I was wondering, what can you tease for us for this next season? What changes can we expect? What's new?
I can tease that we're going to get to see some things from the books that we've never seen before. We get to see the Aiel Waste, we get to see Tanchico, we get to see the Sea Folk, we get to see Dreamwalking, we get to see a lot of this season.
What new things can we expect from the books, mainly?
Yeah, I think, season 3 sticks pretty closely to book 4 with some elements from book 3 and book 5. I mean, we're always, we're adapting the whole series, so we'll use stuff from all the books all the time. We even have some things from book 1 that eventually get into season 3. So, but I think, a really large portion of the scenes this season are, pulled directly from the books or kind of inspired by a scene that was in the books.
And what was the most the most memorable moment for you guys filming this third season?
I feel like all of the Aiel Waste, the Aiel Waste component was so memorable. I think also just because the landscape and also the characters that we find there and diving deeper into the lore and the culture.
And we shot it all up in on the border of South Africa and Namibia, and so we were kind of all there together, just doing that storyline for a long time. So it was nice to just be living in one storyline.
Yeah.
For me, it was it's the same actually. All the IUA stuff, and for us, that's probably most of the season, I would say. And we were there, like you said, in Cape Town and close to Namibia for 3 months, which was amazing. I loved shooting there, and also I think what our characters go through is really a step up from the second season, and also as actors for both of us is also more interesting, I would say, maybe for you because you had this big moment in season 2, but then for Ran, I guess he has a moment in halfway the third season, which was for me the best time I've ever had on set. It was an episode Thomas Napper directed, and we, as well with Rafe, had such a good time because Rafe wrote that specific episode, had such a good time. It's a very specific moment in the books, and there's a big gap between what was in the book and what Rafe wrote in the script, and then also what we shot on the day, and then also what the editors did in the edit. So that was a huge, I feel like we all ended somewhere where we didn't know we wanted to end up, and that in...
Everyone brought their best in that episode. You really see everyone who contributed, like Yosha saying, the director Thomas, what Yosha did, what our editor Chris Barwell brought to it. Everyone really brought their A game, so I'm excited for people to see it. Maddie's episode 6 was my favorite of season 2, and then Yosha's episode 4 is my favorite of season 3.
And if you guys could say something to convince people to watch the show, what would you say? What would you explain to them, to the story?
I would say, you know what? Jump in. Just if you haven't seen the show before, you can just start watching in season 3. I think we've had some people try doing that with the episodes for season 3, and they've really just been able to join the show, and then they of course want to go back and watch the first 2 seasons afterwards. But I think it sometimes with all the character names and this fantasy world, and everyone just feels you have to be such a completionist. You have to read the 14 books, then you can start at season 1, episode 1. But just come join us in the show and see if you like it. I think it's cool, and it'll let you into it. They're so good at performing their characters that you understand who they are in every scene that they're in, so you can just join midstream.
There's a season recap as well at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
it gives you it all.
Yeah.
And do you guys have any stories that you can tell about the shooting and everything? That you can remember some funny stuff?
Well, we all had a communal stomach bug / parasite in South Africa.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stories that we will never forget, but probably can't share. Oh my God.
I mean, I remember someone there was a conversation of, do we need to get some adult diapers.
Yeah.
And it was a real maybe we do.
I will confirm that there were diapers under some of the costumes.
There were.
Oh my god.
I mean, there were.
Guys. Enough.
Oh my god.
So that's a good one. It's pretty memorable.
I remember another scene where we were shooting it was everyone walking across the ideal waste, then it was sun was setting and we just had one shot to get it, and we knew we were gonna add stuff to it in post later, so the director was like, okay, well, we'll just shoot it with whoever's already out there. And then Maddie got there, and Nukaka, who plays Bear, and the director was like, okay, we're gonna start to shoot, and they're like, but we're not there in the scene. And then she's like, if you want to be in this shot, you run. And then literally they both just pull up their skirts and just sprint across the desert to get into this shot as they walk across the sunset. So I always think of that when I see that shot of the show.
Because it was the last shot of the season for us, and I was like, I will die before I'm not in it. You know what I mean? And everyone was there, and it was hilarious. All these little, I'm terrified of snakes, but all these little snakes were just sort of slithering past us while we were running and shooting that. And it was
Scorpions.
yes, the scorpions. There were scorpions. What else?
Yeah, Wheel
Camel
of Time,
spiders.
scorpions.
Yeah. Damn.
Shit and spiders.
Scorpions, adult diapers. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for the interview and the funny stories.
Yeah.